Recent polling from the Canadian market research company Abacus Data shows the Canadian opposition leader Pierre Poilievre leads Prime Minister Trudeau by 8 points and Conservatives lead in general by 15 over the country's Liberals. Can this hold? Let's discuss with the host of the Charbonne Report, Michael Charbonne. Michael, how promising are these results, and do you think that we're finally on this verge of seeing the Conservative movement like we have here in the United States beginning to reach the Canadian people? What are your thoughts?
Canadians are tired, John, of these wedge politics, and we're seeing Poilievre being more combative and more challenging in the House of Commons. A couple of weeks ago, as you stated correctly, the Trudeau government is 15% in the ditch. So Trudeau decided to take his caucus and his government to a retreat to try and figure out how to fix this. Well, that cost Canadians $485,000.
Yeah.
That's putting salt in the wound. I mean, Trudeau's putting Canadian sovereignty in danger. That's what Poilievre is saying. Poilievre says that if he was going to be the prime minister, that he would commit 2% of the GDP of Canada's economy towards the military, and only 2/3 of NATO is doing that. Canada hasn't done that since the 80s. Poilievre also says that he wants to cut wasteful foreign aid and backroom bureaucracy. All this is resonating with Canadians. I mean, Canada spent $110 million on UNRWA, the Asian Infrastructure Bank, $260 million, $258 million actually, for Arrive Canada, which was a COVID-based thing. So Canadians are getting a bit ticked. And I think Canada wants a change, and 15% is really reflective of where Canadians are right now, John.
That's right. And I want to talk about the media in Canada. Bell Media, they just cut, I believe it was 4,500 jobs. We've discussed how Poilievre is using his Trump-style rhetoric in his recent speeches. But like in the U.S., Canada's media coverage is primarily based out of Liberal TV outlets, Bell Media being one of them. How are Conservatives in Canada dealing with this challenge?
So first of all, it's tragic that the television business here in Canada in the last 4 to 5 years has seen an elimination of about 7,000 jobs. That's first of all challenging. You're correct in your assumption that the majority of media coverage is reflective of a more liberal center-left perspective. People in Canada think that if Trudeau had to deal with Trump, only 28% of them think that Trudeau could effectively deal with Trump, while 40% of Canadians think that Poilievre would have a better position. Poilievre is talking about things that Americans are talking about. He's talking about less government. He's talking about crime. And I think the comparison between Poilievre and Trump is unfair, but in one instance, one can say Poilievre is standing up. He's more combative. He would be a younger prime minister. He challenges the media, and that's been a long time since Canada has seen that in our government, and it is refreshing to many, John.
Yeah, I agree. Working in Canada in the media market there, it's good that they are having that pushback. We have to leave it there. Thank you so much, Michael Charbonne. Appreciate it. That's going to do it here for Sunday Report. Thank you so much for watching. Stay with us. Sunday Agenda starts right now.